Hello and welcome to the Contour Dashboard tutorial. The dashboard is the first place that you will land on once you've accessed the Contour platform. Within the dashboard you will find weather data, both historical and forecast, quick view widgets and pest and disease risk models. So to start at the top, on the left hand side we have a nowcast which shows what the current weather is doing on your farm. To the right of that we have a precipitation and soil widget which shows quick and easy access view for weather, rainfall data and soil temperature. And on the right hand side, furthest right, you will see we have the Septoria risk model. Risk models are driven by agri data and hyperlocal weather data which is taken from your farm. In September we will display the BYDV model, which will stay within Contour until the early spring, which will be switched out at the T0 timing for the Septoria risk. As we develop more pest and disease models, these will become available through Contour in the dashboard. To explain how the model widget works, we have a quick view dial which shows what risk level you're at, and if I click the view graph in the top right hand corner, will take us through to some statistics that show how that model is driven, where the risk peaks and troughs are, and it shows historical data right the way through to a forecasted data at the end. Below this we have weather charts. This contains historical data which we can look at various previous years and compare side by side, and also the forecasted 7 days data. As you can see along the top we have the buttons that show the different modules that we can show. We have air temperature, precipitation and hail, surface wind, soil moisture and temperature, dew point, relative humidity, solar radiation and cloud cover, evapotranspiration and growing degree days. In order to access this data and do comparisons, first of all you need to pick the element that you wish to compare. So for now, we're going to look at precipitation. At the top, you will see we have 2 calendar date ranges that you can put in. So for example, we would like to know what rainfall we've had from the 1st of Jan this year to date, which is the 16th of June. And I would like to compare that against what happened in 2021. The graph will then generate the different data points. You can see from the key below that there are different lines for different events. So we have this year's, the year I'm comparing against, and then the same for the accumulated precipitation. This is a really useful tool when comparing one year's rainfall against another, looking where rainfall stopped, looking at when drought periods began, or looking at total rainfall over a given period. Further down we have a soil moisture, topsoil and topsoil temperature widget, and this shows the relevant soil moisture over the previous 14-day window and +7, and also how the soil temperature has behaved, similar to what we can see above but in more detail. This is a really useful tool, particularly when looking at soil temperatures when making decisions about nitrogen applications, or you may want to consider using this as a tool with certain herbicide applications, particularly where you're looking for active plant growth. If we go further down, you will then see a weather forecast. This forecast is to the farm that you have selected. So if I were to select a different farm within my account on this drop down, I would get a weather forecast unique to that farm. This weather forecast, you will find everything that you'd expect in a normal weather forecast. So we have an overview of the condition, we have wind speed and direction, max and min temps, a graph to show how the temperature performs over the forecast 7 days, a percentage chance of precipitation. If that chance of precipitation comes off, how much you'd be expected to get in that given period, and also an accumulative at the bottom. The field accessibility is looking at previous rainfall and whether on your soil type it would be good to go or not. With the Canopy Wetness, again, this is looking at precipitation, wind speed and temperature and advising on spray windows. This widget is likely to change in the next 12 months. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you require any further assistance on the Contour dashboard, please speak to your Riser account manager.